Okay, so in today's video, let's talk about spending, and specifically, I want to talk about the reasons why restricting your spending may not always work if you are trying to save more money. Now, this probably seems quite unconventional because in theory, you would be thinking, if I just want to save more money, I just need to stop spending and completely cut back on everything, and that would help me to save more money. When in reality, I would say from personal experience, I've learned that that's not always the case. So in this video, I want to talk through the reasons why it may not actually work and what to do instead if you are trying to save much more money. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I just want to clarify what we mean by restricting your spending, because that is very different to actually learning how to control your spending. Those are two different things. When it comes to restricting your spending, what you're essentially saying is that you want to cut back on pretty much everything. So anything that's maybe not essential, you ideally want to completely cut out. So for example, I had a client who decided that she wanted to cut down on eating out, she wanted to cut down on her groceries bill, and she wanted to cut down on her personal care. So things like doing her hair or her nails. And she thought that in order for her to start saving consistently, she really had to just cut back on everything, especially on things that were more important to her. And that's actually what I started doing when I was trying to save more money so that I can pay off my debt. One of the things that I had noticed in the personal finance world was that they were saying that you really need to cut back on your spending. And so what I thought is that if I just cut back on everything, so I completely restrict myself from any fun or even just decent groceries, if I cut myself off from all of that spending, I would be able to save more money. But I realized two things. Number one, I was completely miserable because I wasn't spending money on anything. And so I wasn't really spending money on things that truly mattered to me. All I was doing was sitting at home doing nothing and trying to save that money. And the second thing I realized is that I was treating this like a crash diet, because a few weeks later, since I hadn't spent any money, I then felt the urge to spend even more money because I had completely restricted myself. And the concept is very similar to a crash diet. So if I decided that I was going to completely cut out all foods because I'm on this particular diet, I might find that after a week, I'm okay. Like, I'm used to this diet and it's all good. But then the longer I leave it and after a few weeks, I may start to crave all of the food that I've been cutting back. And so what I may end up doing is decide that I'm actually going to eat even more food than I was doing before because I had completely restricted myself. So what I'm doing is taking 2 steps forward, but then 3 steps back. And I think this is one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to our spending, because we instantly think that if we just completely restrict ourselves, we will automatically be able to save more, and we think that it's going to be a sustainable solution. But actually, it doesn't always work like that. And the more you restrict yourself, the more you'll end up feeling like actually you do want to spend more, and then you may end up spending more and be in a worse position than you were actually before. So really, you'll find that it's probably more of a short-term solution rather than a long-term sustainable solution. And by understanding that restricting my spending hasn't really helped me, I was then able to come up with solutions where I could still save more money consistently. And I was literally saving over 40% of my income, but at the same time, I did not have to restrict my spending. And in fact, I actually felt much better when it came to my spending. And now I support and coach others to do the same thing because I believe it's definitely possible to do both. So if you do want to learn more about one-on-one coaching, I will leave a link in the description below for you. But let's now talk about some of the things that you could do instead to start saving more money without having to restrict your spending. Okay, so one of the first things I did when it came to saving more money without having to restrict my spending is I simply learned how to control my spending. Learning how to control your spending is very different to to completely restricting your spending. And here's what I mean. When I'm talking about learning how to control your spending, I'm talking about really understanding what your spending habits are like and identifying what the blind spots are. So if I take myself as an example, there were times where I would spend my money on things that I didn't even care about and were probably quite useless, but I just spent the money because I felt like it made sense at the time. So one of the examples that I've previously given is that I used to buy clothes all the time just because they were on sale. I didn't wear half of them, I didn't need most of them, but I bought it because it was on sale. But if I think about it even more deeply, part of the reasons on why I decided to buy those clothes, especially because they were on sale, is because I really just never thought I could afford to buy some of those clothes. And especially once you've been at university and you don't really have a lot of money and you're pretty much broke, and so there's only so many clothes you can buy. When I started working, I then thought, oh, I really need to start buying all these nice clothes because I didn't have the chance to do it before. So understanding where that habit had come from allowed me to now start thinking differently and really question whether that actually brought me joy, whether I was actually happy from buying those clothes. And so I decided that rather than buying clothes all the time because they were on sale, I would just simply buy clothes when I knew I needed them. And just doing that simple shift saved me so much money because I was then learning how to control my spending. And if you're liking this video so far, then feel free to give me a thumbs up, as it really does help to support the channel, plus it's free. And I would say this is also really useful to think about because so many of us have a feeling of lack. And what I mean by this is we don't feel like we have enough money, and a lot of that will come from our childhood, the way we were brought up. If you were always told that there's always rice at home and you can't spend money, the minute you now start to make more money and you have more independence with that money, you may realize that you decide to spend money on anything and everything simply because you were so restricted at a young age. It is by doing the work and learning how to control your spending so that you do feel like you have enough money that will help you to now start saving more, because then what you'll be doing is starting to spend money on just things that really matter to you. And to be honest, for many of us, if we really think about it, we actually don't need to spend that much money, but part of the reasons on why we spend so much is because of some of the things that we experienced in our childhood. So learning how to control your spending in a way that still feels good to you, where you feel like you do have enough money, will instantly help you to now start saving more. Now, the second thing you can do instead of restricting your spending is to simply plan out your spending instead. Now, I think that this is probably one of the biggest things that people don't necessarily do, especially if you are trying to budget for the following week or for the month. I think that when people think about budgeting, they just think about budgeting for your essentials and maybe your savings. But really and truly, when it comes to planning out your money, so planning out how you're going to spend your money during the week or the month, a lot of that is going to come down to how you plan your spending. And that's one of the things that people miss. For some reason, so many people think that they should not be putting their spending in their budgets. They just think that, oh, I'm not supposed to spend money, so I'm not going to put it in my budget. But then when they spend that money, they then get upset because they've now gone over budget. And the reason why they went over budget is because they did not put the spending in the budget in the first place. So when I'm talking about planning out your spending, what I'm just saying is think about how you want to spend your money over the next week or the month. It doesn't have to be really specific and to the T, but you probably already have an idea on how you're going to spend that money anyway. You probably would have made plans with your friends to go out during the month. You probably made plans on the birthday events that you're going to go to, or when your hair appointment is going to be. So what I'm saying is when you're planning out your spending, you're just asking yourself, okay, how much would I ideally like to spend during the month, and account for that when you're thinking about your finances. And this is one of the biggest reasons as to why I don't restrict myself on my spending, and I never feel guilty with my spending because I already know how much I plan to spend. And I've had so many clients where they'll come to me with their budgets, but all I see are these essential bills. All I see is their rent, their utility utility bills, their transport, but I don't see any other spending. I don't see their hair appointments on there. I don't see the brunches that they're planning to go to during the weekend. I don't see any of that. And when I ask, you know, are they going out this month? They always say that they feel guilty about putting it in the budget and they feel like they're not supposed to put it in the budget. But it's so much easier to save if you already have a plan on how you're going to spend the money, because then what you can do is decide, this is how much I want to spend and this is how much I want to save, and you can then make sure they are separate. So planning out your spending, even if you don't know 100% what you're going to be doing during the month, can be really helpful, because if you have some type of idea, and most likely you will have some type of idea because so many people are always busy and getting booked up, especially during the summer, it then makes sense to actually plan that spending, have a rough number in terms of how much that's likely to cost, and you can of course then adapt as you go. Now, the third thing you can do instead of restricting your spending to save more is to actually create a savings plan so that you can prioritize your savings first. Now, when I'm talking about creating a savings plan, what I mean is you want to figure out, what are you currently saving for? When do you want to save for it? And how do you want to start saving for it? And this is something that I think people miss out all the time. So they will tell themselves, oh, I wish I could be saving more. I wish I could reach my savings goals quicker. But if I was to ask you, okay, well, what exactly are your savings goals? How much do you need to save? And when do you want to save for it by? You may be looking at me with a blank face because people don't necessarily have a plan. So whenever I'm doing saving plans, I'm asking myself exactly, what do I want to save for? How much is that going to cost? And how much do I realistically think I can be saving maybe each month or each week or each quarter in order for me to reach that goal? So for many of my clients, one of the biggest goals they will have is saving up for their house deposit. And so if that's the case, I would be asking them, okay, how much is your house deposit? How much do you need to save for your house deposit? The second thing I'll be asking them is, when do you want to have saved it by? Is it next year? Is it in the next 3 years? Is it in the next 5 years? And from that, how much do you now need to be saving in order for you to reach that goal? Because once you then have that number, you can then decide to prioritize those savings, and the rest of the money you can spend on anything else. And again, that's why I never feel guilty about my spending, and I don't feel restricted, because as soon as I know how much I want to be saving each month, that money is literally separated into my savings, and then I can just spend the rest on anything else. And I don't have to really restrict my spending, because as soon as I know how much I plan to save for that month, the rest of the money I can just use to now spend, and I'll make sure that my savings are already prioritized. So if you are trying to save more money but you don't have a savings plan and you're not really sure what you're saving for, that is something you do want to think about, because if you do prioritize those savings, it should free you up to now spend money without having to completely cut back and restrict your spending. Now, if you're someone who really struggles when it comes to spending, you've tried to restrict your spending and that hasn't worked, maybe you've tried to save a bit more money but it's just not really working, or it's not very consistent, and you maybe want a bit more support with that, then make sure you do check out my one-on-one coaching, because what I can do is help you to not only control your spending to the point where it still feels good to spend and you don't have to completely restrict yourself, whilst at the same time you're still able to save over 30% more money. So make sure you do check that out if you haven't already. What you can do is just book a free call to find out more about working with me. So I'll link more information up here for you and in the description below. But remember that when it comes to spending, you don't have to completely restrict yourself in order for you to start saving more. If you simply learn how to control your spending and you create a balance between both spending and saving whilst also having a savings plan, it means that you can do both. You can still save much more money, but at the same time, you can still enjoy your spending too. So if you did like this video, then please do give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments, do you think restricting your spending works? I do post every Tuesday, so if you would like to know more, then of course you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next week.